Hello and welcome to the your English News Bulletin. I'm Esther. These are the headlines. In a push for infrastructure, connectivity and tourism in the northeast region of the country, Manipur's capital city of Imphal and Tripura's capital city of Agartala are set to soon get international airports, reports Economic Times. The Moderna COVID-19 vaccine will likely be available in India by the end of this week, said a report by Reuters. The report further said that the Moderna vaccine will be available by several government hospitals in India by July 15th. The owners and insurers of the Ever Given container ship that blocked the Suez Canal in March said on Sunday a formal settlement has been agreed in a compensation dispute, and the Canal Authority said the vessel would be allowed to sail on July 7th. In connection with the 72nd Van Mahotsav 2021, the state government of Manipur took up mass tree plantation program at Mangjol village and Kanglatongpi Kangpokpi Reserve Forest. Now for the news in details. A central team consisting of additional DDG and EMR Director Dr. L. Swasti Charan and AIIMS Bhopal General Medicine Assistant Professor Dr. Sagar Kandanga was dispatched by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare to assess the COVID-19 situation in the state of Manipur and arrived on Sunday.
Immediately upon their arrival, the team interacted with officials of the state's health department in the conference hall of the old secretariat and discussed the COVID-19 situation. During the meeting that was conducted as a part of a 3-day-long visit to the state, matters relating to COVID control, services, functioning and specialities, etc. others were discussed alongside the steps taken up by the health department to curb the pandemic. The central team is said to be focusing on specified testing, contact tracing integrated with surveillance and containment operation, COVID-appropriate behavior, number of beds in hospitals, logistics including ambulance services, case facility analysis of hospitals and progress of COVID-19 vaccination updates stated. The central team held a press briefing in the Directorate of Health Services Government of Manipur situated at Lamphel on Monday and suggested remedial actions after assessment of the aforementioned matters. Talking to the media persons, Dr. L. Swasti Charan, who is part of the central team, said the main focus was why the numbers of COVID positive cases remain high in the state in spite of all the efforts made by the state government. Dr. Swasti Charan further said that they have suggested remedial measures to contain the situation and he is confident that the state government will take the recommendations.
In a push for infrastructure, connectivity and tourism in the northeast region of the country, Manipur's capital city of Imphal and Tripura's capital city of Agartala are set to soon get international airports, reports the Economic Times. Sharing the Development Union Minister of State for Development of Northeastern Region, Jitendra Singh said that the airport in Arunachal Pradesh's capital city of Itanagar will be functional by the end of the year, while a facility is also coming up at Nagaland's capital city of Kohima. It should be noted that presently Guwahati is the only state capital in the northeast region to have an international airport. Singh also said that now the golden period of the northeast region has come. When India looks at strengthening the economy in the post-COVID times, it will start looking for regions where one have unexplored avenues. Singh was speaking at an event organized by Amazing Namaste, which calls itself as a community initiative to get tales of the Northeast. The Union Minister for Culture and Tourism, Prahalad Patel, also participated in the event. Days after drones dropped bombs at the Indian Air Force station in Jammu, forensic experts have reportedly said a cocktail of explosive material, including RDX and nitrate, was used in the two IEDs. Sources told India Today that a report by the Forensic Science Laboratory has pointed to the use of RDX and nitrate in the improvised explosive devices dropped at the airbase in Jammu. RDX is not available in India. It is sourced from Pakistan. This evidence can help nail Pakistan's role in the attack. One IED was bigger in size and was aimed at infrastructural damage, sources said. The other was aimed at personnel with more splinters and ball bearings, the sources said. a GPS drone suspected to be a made-in-China product was used in the attack in Jammu Air Force Station, sources added. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held secret meetings with senior BJP leaders Amit Shah and BL Santosh on Saturday and Sunday amid talks of Union Cabinet expansion. Santosh is the current National General Secretary of BJP. He also worked as BJP's General Secretary organization for 8 years in Karnataka. Shah, who holds the home portfolio, served as a BJP president for 6 years between 2014 and 2020. Sources said that the Prime Minister Modi is set to expand his cabinet this week. The leaders are believed to have discussed the names to be included in the government. This would be the first cabinet expansion exercise of the Modi government that stormed to power in 2019 for the second term in a row. The meeting took place at the Prime Minister's official residence. Sources said that Sunday's meeting began at 5 p.m. and lasted for 6 hours. The meeting on Saturday also continued till late at night. Reports say that 9 ministers who have additional portfolios may be relieved of some ministries. The new faces likely to make it to the cabinet include Jyoti Aditya Scindia and Sabarnanda Sonowal. From UP, Varun Gandhi, Ram Shankar Khateria, Anil Jain, Rita Bahuguna, Joshi and Zafar Islam are the names doing rounds. Besides, Apna Dal's Anupriya Patel could also join the cabinet. The Union Cabinet can have 81 members. At present, they have 53 ministers. There is a scope for adding 28 new faces. In other news, the owners and insurers of the Ever Given container ship that blocked the Suez Canal in March said on Sunday a formal settlement has been agreed in a compensation dispute, and the Canal Authority said that the vessel would be allowed to sail on July 7th.
The Suez Canal Authority has held the giant ship and its crew in a lake between two stretches of the waterway since it was dislodged on March 29 amid a dispute over a demand for compensation by the SCA, Reuters reported. The Japanese-owned Ever Given had become stuck in high winds and remained wedged across the canal for 6 days, disrupting global trade. Preparations for the release of the vessel will be made, and an event marking the agreement will be held at the authorities' headquarters in Ismailia in due course. Faz Pir Mohammed of Stan Marine, which represents owner Shoei Kisan and its insurers, said in a statement. The SCA said the settlement contract would be signed on Wednesday at a ceremony and the participants would be able to watch the ship leaving. Stan Marine gave no details of the settlement. Osama Rabi, the SCA chairman, said the canal will receive a tugboat with a pulling capacity of about 75 tons as part of a settlement, without mentioning any other details.
A new traffic plan for Futsero town was launched today to ease the traffic congestion and to enhance the level of civic sense among the vehicle users. A symbolic flag-off was done by Nagaland's Planning and Coordination Land Revenue and Parliamentary Affairs Minister Niba Kruno. This traffic plan is an endeavour of Futsero Town Council, Futsero Police and Administration. Speaking on the occasion, Kruno called upon the vehicle users to maintain discipline and punctuality and see that traffic rules and regulation is strictly followed. He also assured to assist the administration and police in whatever possible manner for proper traffic management within Futsero Town. Kruno also called upon the concerned to remove and clear the abandoned vehicles on the roadsides. He assured to take up the repair works of the town road before Christmas. Further, he sought the cooperation of the public to make Futsero as one of the most beautiful and cleanest towns in the state. Futsero Additional Deputy Commissioner Japet Wok said that the new traffic plan will be implemented with immediate effect. He thanked the Futsero SDPO Kuzajuri and others for their active involvement in their new traffic plan. Futsero EAC Dr. Rico Kutso stated that a joint survey of the town roads and traffic management was conducted in May this year to prepare a new traffic plan of Futsero town, as traffic congestion has been a matter of concern. The Papumpari Rural District Police in Arunachal Pradesh has arrested a person alleged to be one of the main drug suppliers and financiers in the Itanagar capital region.
According to the updates that were received here on July 5, Monday, information was received from a reliable source on July 4 that two persons were bringing suspected narcotic items from Kanubari to the capital areas in a government vehicle, a Scorpio. It was informed that the vehicle was intercepted at Gumto Gate and two persons were apprehended who were identified as one Suraj Kengal and Anima Wangchu, the driver of the government vehicle. A search was conducted on the spot in the presence of a magistrate and independent witness, and 4 packets of suspected heroin weighing 41.35 grams were recovered from the vehicle, updates stated. Preliminary interrogation revealed that the two arrested persons bought the suspected heroin on direction from one Yai Lendo Jomo from Kanubari, and 3 packets were to be delivered to a brother along with 2 more persons between Itanagar and Nahar Lagoon, and 1 packet to be delivered by Yai Lendo Jomo at her apartment at Abutani Colony in Itanagar, information said. The Papumpade police superintendent sought the assistance of the Capital Police, and the combined team laid a trap and arrested 3 persons, namely Horjum Doke, Takar Kabak and Naren Chetri. Further, the team proceeded to the apartment of Yai Lendo Jomo along with the magistrate. Upon searching her house, 184 empty vials suspected to be used for selling drugs, 1 injection, 2 dummy pistols, etc., and cash amounting to Rs 52,000 suspected to be proceeds from drug sale were recovered, updates stated. Primary interrogation revealed that Yai Lendo Jomo is one of the main drug suppliers and financiers in the Itanagar capital region, updates stated. She engaged her cook Suraj Kengal and handed over Rs 1 lakh to him and asked him to accompany Nima Wangchu, who is said to be one of her customers and the driver in the Department of Indigenous Affairs, Government of Arunachal Pradesh, in the government vehicle to Kanubari to purchase 4 packets of heroin, it was informed.
The Moderna COVID-19 vaccine will likely be available in India by the end of this week, said a report by Reuters. The report further said that the Moderna vaccine will be available at several government hospitals in India by July 15. The Moderna COVID-19 vaccine was approved by the Drugs Controller General of India for emergency use authorization last month without indigenous trials. New drug permission has been granted to Moderna, the first internationally developed vaccine, and this new drug permission is for restricted use, Niti Aayog member Dr. V.K. Paul had announced. Moderna COVID-19 vaccine is considered to be one of the most effective vaccines available across the world. Like Covaxin and Covishield, Moderna vaccine is fully effective after 2 doses and provides an efficacy of 94.1%. The second dose is administered after 4 weeks of the first jab. A 15-day walking protest has been launched against China's massive human rights abuses of Uyghur Muslims by the East Turkestan Association of Canada.
The walking protest Freedom March initiated from Toronto to Ottawa on July the 4th, 2021, Independence Day of the United States. Organizers said that the aim of this walking protest is to raise awareness about the ongoing Uyghur genocide happening in East Turkestan, Xinjiang in China. Along with raising awareness for the Uyghur oppression occurring in East Turkestan, the organizers aim to honor the victims of the July 5th Urumqi massacres by the Chinese government and pressure the Justin Trudeau government to take action following the passing of the motion to recognize the Uyghur oppression as genocide back in February. This is the 12th year anniversary of the July 5, 2009 violence in Urumqi, Xinjiang, wherein thousands of Uyghur protesters were killed, disappeared or injured as the Chinese government cracked down on peaceful protests. Reports from non-governmental organizations based on interviews with eyewitnesses indicated that security forces deliberately used live ammunition during the protest.
Thousands of people were seen flouting COVID-19 norms as they gathered in large numbers to celebrate the traditional fishing festival at Villaripatti village in the Sivaganga district on Sunday. This comes amid the state has been witnessing a surge in fresh COVID-19 cases. Tamil Nadu reported 3,867 new COVID-19 cases and 72 deaths on Sunday. The Tamil Nadu government on Friday extended the COVID-induced lockdown for 1 more week with additional relaxations, including the cancellation of an e-pass or e-register system for inter-district movement from July 5th. Shops and activities which were allowed till 7 p.m. shall be operational till 8 p.m. Hotels and tea shops can function with 50% capacity and IT companies can function with a 50% workforce. In other news, the Supreme Court on Monday asked to place on record details of representation made to concerned authorities and their response received in a plea seeking direction to ensure that students with disabilities participate equally with others in online classes.
A bench headed by Justice A.M. Khanwalkar asked the petitioner's advocate to place on record all applications to government authorities and their response, if any, and posted the matter for hearing after 1 week. The plea, filed by Javed Abidi Foundation, sought direction to the Centre to issue specific guidelines to all states, UTs and academic institutions as to ensure that students with disabilities participate equally with others in online classes and also take into consideration the plight of such students while finalizing the examination schedule. The plea has sought direction to the Union's Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, and Department of Higher Education, Ministry of Human Resource Development to ensure that the said guidelines are strictly implemented, failing which the penalty as stipulated under Section 89 of the RPWD Act should be imposed strictly with immediate effect. It asked to prevent discrimination against students with disabilities by issuing of an advisory with regards to conducting online classes during lockdown period and examination schedule post-lockdown by various higher education institutions for the students with disabilities.
The Supreme Court on Monday posted for next week the hearing on Yoga Guru Ramdev's plea against the registration of multiple FIRs against him in various states over his alleged remarks on the efficacy of allopathy in COVID-19 treatment.
A bench headed by Chief Justice N.V. Ramanna said that yesterday night it received a large volume of documents and CDs, etc. and posted the hearing into the matter for next week. Last week, the bench had asked Ramdev to place before it the original video and transcript of statements made by him which led to the registration of multiple FIRs against him. Senior advocate Mukul Rohtagi, appearing for Ramdev, said documents and CDs have been filed before the court. Ramdev's plea sought clubbing of FIRs and transfer of cases lodged against him to Delhi. His petition also sought a stay on the proceedings in multiple cases lodged against him and has sought protection from coercive actions in FIRs lodged by Indian Medical Association's Patna and Raipur branches.
In connection with the 72nd Van Mahotsav 2021, the state government of Manipur took up mass tree plantation program at Mangjol village and Kanglatongpi Kangpokpi Reserve Forest, Kangpokpi district today, where Chief Minister Shri N. Biren Singh led other dignitaries in planting saplings during the program, which was organized by Forest Department Manipur.
It was the first ever tree plantation program being taken up in a reserve forest area in connection with Van Mahotsav in the state. Speaking on the occasion, Singh maintained that every land in the state belongs to the government and it has the authority to use those lands for purposes which are meant for the development and welfare of its people. He appealed to the public to cooperate in the development policies and projects taken up by the government and refrain from thinking that their lands independently belong to them. We shouldn't be moved by politically and communally provoked thought, but should have a mindset of living together with a sense of brotherhood amongst different communities, he added. Appreciating the chief and locals of Mangjol village for their invaluable support in today's trees plantation program, the Chief Minister stated that the program had been taken up as an initiative to restore the natural environment of the region. Such initiative would help in preventing landslides during the rainy season and also facilitate in storing and supply of water to the village without additional measures from the water supply department, he added, stating that none is authorized to take up any activity, whether construction or destruction, in reserve forest area without the permission of forest departments. He urged the encroachers to stop carrying out any activity in the reserved forest for their living and approach the government authority for an alternative arrangement. He also instructed the superintendent of police of the district and concerned authorities to meet those encroachers and make them aware of the schemes and policies introduced by the government for alternative ways of earning without affecting the forest areas. With regard to COVID-19, he appealed to the public to get vaccinated and cooperate in the government's fight against this pandemic. Forest Minister Awangbao Neomai, while delivering his presidential speech, raised concern on the alarming rate of deforestation in the state. He informed that about 400 square kilometers of forest had been cleared every year, and with this rate, the state would lose almost all its forest cover in the near future. He expressed the need for people's participation in saving forest areas by planting more trees and stopping deforestation, as Forest Department couldn't take up all such activities with its few manpower. Stating that unless we save ourselves, there is none to save us, the minister appealed to the public to cooperate and support in mitigating climate change due to environmental degradation. He also appealed to stop clearing forests for earning their livelihood, but to access certain welfare schemes of the government which are meant for providing source of livelihood. Member of Parliament Rajya Sabha Laishamba Sanjauba pointed out that the large-scale deforestation and environmental degradation must be one of the major factors for certain diseases causing harm to human lives. He stressed on the need to stop unnecessary exploitation of forest and to coexist with nature by preserving it. He also hailed Shri N. Biren Singh for his initiative to develop both hill and valley regions equally, and was hopeful that Manipur would surely rise in the path of development with better law and order under his leadership. The people of Mangjol village expressed happiness on the visit of Singh to the village and appreciated him for his various initiatives to bridge the gap between the hill and valley regions and other development works taken up for the welfare of hill people. The chief of the village also submitted a memorandum to the chief minister, for which the latter assured to look into the matter.
That's all for tonight's English News Bulletin. Do subscribe to our channel and also follow Hornbill TV Official on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and Instagram. I'm Esther. Have a good evening.